Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Dark and Creepy. All stories are written and narrated by me, MC Allen. Last month, it was my only child's 5th birthday, and one of the presents I bought for him was a build-your-own teddy bear kit from Target. I got it as a last present and thought that he would have enjoyed the Nerf gun, or the Avenger movies far more, but no. He enjoyed the teddy bear kit more than anything else. At first, he asked me to help him build it since he's only 7 years old, but as soon as I showed him the first step, he asked me in a kind, prepubescent voice, "Dad, I want to do it by myself, please." "Sure, it's your toy," I said as I walked out the door, which he speedily shut behind me. I thought nothing about it at the time, but he spent over 2 hours in there. Every time I tried to open the door, I could hear him get up and run over to block it. I originally thought it was cute for the first 2 times, but I became concerned with why he wanted to keep me out of his room so badly. So after the last time he kept me out, I decided to listen in on what he was doing in there. I put my ear up to the door, and I could hear my son's cute voice say, "There you go, Mr. Teddy. A great big nose for you." My heart got all warm and fuzzy when I heard this, because he really wasn't doing anything bad. But then I heard another voice say back to him, in a low, scratchy tone, "Someone's at the door, Tommy." What? Who could possibly be in there with him? I thought to myself as I swung open the door. As I did, my son was standing right there, far enough away that the door didn't hit him, but close enough that I thought it would. Jumping back a little due to how freaky he was, I looked about his room to see if he had any friends that snuck in to play with him. It was empty. Empty, except for a few toys that darted the floor. And there on his bed was the teddy bear. It was not at all what I would have had imagined a 7-year-old kid with no prior experience or help could have done. The stitching was even, and the buttons were so tightly knit in the proper place. I walked forward to it, about to pick it up as I said, "Wow, son, you really did a good—" "No! Don't touch him!" My son screamed as he lunged in front of my outstretched hand. Why can't I touch him? I just want to see how good you made him," I asked, perplexed. "He says he only wants to be held by me," my son said as he grabbed the teddy bear and held him close to his chest. This didn't seem weird to me at all at the time, because all kids at one point don't like you to touch their things, so I left the room. Behind me, the door speedily shut with a gust of wind that brushed up along my back. I decided to take a nap on the couch, and as I dozed off to sleep, the purring from our cat Snowball kept me awake. He was tucked away in the corner of the room, all curled up in a ball. "Huh? Snowy, what's wrong?" I said in a baby talk tone as I got up and walked toward her. The closer I got, the more she tried to back away into the corner, and I began to slowly lower my hand to pet her, but she nicked my finger with her claws, which she had never done before. I was wondering what had gone into her, until I noticed a large patch of fur missing that left a bloody red skin mark as if something had skinned it off of her. I wondered how such a thing happened to her, and looked around the house to see if she rubbed up against something that might have peeled it off. That's when I heard the cat scream in agony from the living room. I darted as fast as I could to where she was, and another patch of fur was gone, which left her rolling crazily on the ground, rubbing her blood into the carpet. I quickly picked her up as she fought against me, but soon stopped as I gently petted the top of her head. My mind was spinning on what did this to her, so fast that I was unable to find them, or it as I ran over. I took her to the kitchen cabinet and pulled out some bandages after I had washed off the blood in the sink. She rubbed her head against my hand as I bandaged her up, and then let her go. However, she didn't stray too far from my side no matter where I went. I decided to see if anything was wrong with Tommy, and as I got to the door, I heard the same strange voice from before talking to my son, as if they were having a conversation. So I swung open the door and was traumatized to find that the teddy bear now had patches of the cat's fur stitched to him. Why? Where did you get those patches of fur?" I said as to trap him in a lie, as I tried to hold back the anger that enraged inside of me. Mr. Teddy got them for me, Dad. He wants to be like a real bear and have fur. Look at how white and beautiful the fur is. It's just like Snowball's. Tommy responded innocently as he brushed his hands across the patches of white blood-stained hair on the bear. I didn't know how to react, because the shock hit me so hard that I just stood there, wide-eyed, and muttered, "How did you get the hair off the cat?" "What do you mean?" "I didn't get them from the cat. Mr. Teddy told me he found them," Tommy responded as he stared at me with a face of pure innocence. I then replied sternly, "Are you lying to me, Tommy? Come look at what you did to the poor cat." I said I put my hand on his back, and then saw that he was trying to bring the bear, and I responded by saying, "Leave that bear here." "No, Dad, he doesn't like to be left alone," Tommy responded as he squeezed it in closer. The more I thought about the fur being stitched to it, the more I became sick to my stomach. "Leave it, or you're grounded without the teddy bear," I said as I took it from his hands and tossed it on top of the bed. Tommy was sad, but when I showed him the cat, he seemed very upset. And the cat wasn't scared of him, as I thought she would be. "Look, the same fur she is missing is on your teddy bear. Can you please explain to me why this is?" I said as I pointed at the cat. "I don't know, Dad. Mr. Teddy went and got them and bring them back to me. I have no idea why Snowball has lost fur," he said as he held her tightly. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw it, and when I turned my head, the bear was just staring at me, plopped down on the couch. "I thought I told you to leave that teddy bear in your bedroom," I muttered angrily. "I did leave him. I told you that he hates being alone," Tommy responded as he ran over and hugged the teddy bear, and as he did so, those button eyes never looked away from me. An eerie feeling ran down my spine, and I decided that I had had enough, and so I took the bear back to Target and asked what was wrong with this thing. The clerk just looked with a strange gaze and said, "Sir, we don't sell those here." "What do you mean you don't sell these here? I just bought this not too long ago, from here," I responded while gesturing to the bear. "Sir, we have never sold that at our store. Take a look. We only offer pre-made teddy bears. No teddy bear kits. You should see if you got it from Build-A-Bear Workshop," the clerk said as he showed me all of the things that they sell under the category of teddy bears. I left the store perplexed on why they didn't sell it, and I decided to look online to see if I could find the brand anywhere else. I'm not going to tell you the name of the brand that was on the package, because I don't want you trying to find this devilish creation kit. However, I never was able to find anything more about it, and it was as if it never existed. I decided that it was some weird coincidence, and so I threw him in the garbage at the dismay of my son, who begged me not to do so. But I was not about to have something with bloody real fur stitched into it be in my house. When my wife Lisa got home that night, and we were lying in bed next to each other, I told her about what happened to the cat and everything else that had occurred. She got mad at me for throwing out the bear and said that it was not a teddy bear who did that to the cat. She got out of bed and stormed to Tommy's bedroom. I followed closely behind her, and when she opened the door, she let out a traumatizing scream as we saw the bear that I threw away, tucked under the covers, but his head was propped up on the pillow, staring at us. It had Tommy's eyes and ears stitched to its now sadistic smiling face. It tore open the stitches from its twisted mouth as it muttered to us in Tommy's voice, "Want to play with me?"